Om Ganeshaya Nama. This reading is for the sign of Capricorn. So if you have Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in the sign of Capricorn, this reading is for you. As usual, take what resonates, let go of the rest. The messages that resonate with you, you're going to know within. The messages that don't resonate, don't force them to fix with your story or to resonate with you. Use your discernment. Maybe those messages that don't resonate are meant for someone else. So just, yeah, make use of your discernment. We start with the significance of the reading, and let's see what kind of marks you're going to have. We have the star here reversed. So there are things in your life that are consuming your energy, that is taking from you more than giving to you. Maybe you're pouring way too much into these investments or into these relationships or people. It could be work or a particular area in your life that is consuming you and is taking a lot of your time. The focus is not being put on healing. Capricorn, as usual, are very ambitious and are very hardworking. They're very always on point, always want to work, always want to succeed, and always, put in effort because they are ruled by Saturn. So you guys have a lot of patience and you want to do a lot of things. But oftentimes, what can happen is that with the star reversed, these things are not actually giving to you. There doesn't have to be always a monetary transaction with everything that you do. It doesn't have to be conditional. You can of course do things without condition, but even then they add something to your life. They could add happiness, they could add grace, they could add the feeling of being alive, or just you enjoying life. Something or the other is subtly added, even if not consciously. Subtly there are things, and you can sense that is something added. But here, uh, you know more is being taken than given. It is not replenishing you. Even when we are giving, and even when we are in that mood of showing up for people and doing things for people, and working, and even if working hard, you still at the end of the day have this feeling of accomplishment, or this feeling of success, or the fact that you spent your day well. you know it was a day well spent, or that you have this feeling of excitement of waking up. But right now, everything that you're pouring in, and not necessarily everything, but these major areas of your life where you're pouring in, there is an imbalance. So maybe you need to pull back. Maybe you need to re-talk and renegotiate the terms. It can just mean that maybe the work that you are, almost like completely being burnt out for, that is not, fulfilling you. That's not paying you enough as much as you should be doing, or it's not giving you the satisfaction. Or maybe, it is, there are certain things that you need to renegotiate. Maybe renegotiate a better pay, renegotiate better hours. Or maybe if it's with a partner that is taking too much from you, and that you are always showing up for them all the time and they're not making time for you, you are still showing up and doing the things, and being Saturnian about it. Maybe that is not fulfilling you, and you need to renegotiate terms. You need to speak with them and tell them that this is what is affecting you, this is what are your standards, and this is what you want to have in your life, and how can they meet you halfway, because you are doing so much for them and you're doing so much in this particular situation. How can you balance out situations? Because there is the moon card here and it's in reverse, so this is bringing up a lot of disappointment, a lot of trauma, a lot of limiting beliefs, and a lot of messiness that is there in the subconscious showing up. A lot of your shadows being exposed, and you are probably going through very heavy emotions. um, if you're not seeing a therapist, I would definitely recommend that see a therapist and work these issues out, so that you can have something to speak for, and that you can speak to someone about everything that you're going through. It is with this moon card, with the reverse, there are a lot of these tendencies, negative tendencies, that can just come up onto the surface, and that is causing a lot of shakeups. And that is the reversed star card that will show up. That is what is the significant theme that you're going through, where you truly need healing, and that healing can be mentally, physically, in terms of your energy, in terms of your soul, and you need to pour into yourself. But since that is not happening, it is triggering a lot of these heavy emotions. and a lot of negativity. Maybe there is a pessimism that is coming out, where you feel like, nothing will ever go in your way, or nothing ever goes my way, or nothing ever can move accordingly, or that's the difficult part of being ruled by Saturn, is that it is a very cold planet, and it can sometimes bring bouts of depression and these heavy feelings, where you are definitely going to show up and grind and do the things regardless, but you will have a very pessimistic mindset about things. It could be something related to your childhood, related to your siblings, related to your homeland. Maybe the place where you're living is going through a lot of difficulties. Maybe it is that is triggering you, because there could be riots, or you know protests happening in your home country or your hometown, because of which your emotional balance, emotional life and your emotional body has become dysregulated. So how can you bring a balance to that? It could be also connected to your mother. It could be connected to your inner mother. How you nurture yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you take care of your inner child. Maybe your inner child is screaming for help, and you just push past, and you just be like, suck it up. Just suck it up and do what you need to do. Don't cry about things, and nobody's there to help you, and you don't have to wait for anyone, and we don't need anyone's help. We can do this all alone, and all the sort of thinking that is coming to you, that needs to be addressed, especially related to your childhood. Yeah, so a lot about your childhood. This disbalance came in the childhood, where you had to become an adult probably very soon. Like you were just a child, but you had to act and you had to show up as an adult. Maybe you were responsible for regulating the emotions of your parents or the people around. They always relied on you to act in a proper way, or that you weren't allowed to be a child and just explore things and show emotions and just jump around and do things. Maybe you were just disciplined too much. You were over disciplined, and because of which things became very bleak and very heavy. So this sort of things are there within, but you might not be looking at it, or secretly you are pouring too much into whatever you're doing. So you need to hold back, and you need to make sure that you do not empty the reserves, because you're quite passionate about what you're trying to do. Ace of Wands here. So this is new beginnings, new things. Maybe there's a new way of approaching this. You might come to a good balance, but whatever you're doing, you're very passionate about it. This could be about your work. You might be loving what you're doing, very passionate about life, very passionate about serving people, very passionate about working as a healer, or maybe healing people, helping people. The star card is also very about healing. So it's possible that maybe you are a healer, but you're pouring too much of your life force in helping and serving others and helping them become good, but you're ignoring your needs. Maybe you need to also work with other healers, and also get your own healing sessions, because we are all in this journey together, and we have to constantly also be aware of our shadow and constantly work on things, because healing is a journey that is never ending, that never finishes. So yeah, but there is a lot of passion that is within you. You could take this as an opportunity to put it in the right place and learn the new things that you have to learn, because this Two of Pentacles talks about prioritization and the need for prioritization, because as I said, you're pouring too much into whatever this thing is. So you need to prioritize and reprioritize things in your life, so that you're not constantly just working 24/7, or or you're more focused and you're just juggling too many things together, and that is also adding to stress. That is also burning you out. That is also taking from you, and you don't have time to pour into your life, because you deserve to be at this Nine of Pentacles stage. You deserve to be in luxury, in happiness, and be this person which is which has beauty surrounding her or him, and is stable, has financial resources, has all of the things that they need physically, resources, but at the same time they are at a stable place mentally. So you deserve to be around that. You deserve to be around nature, and you come to that place. So this is something that naturally you guys are going to get to, because you guys are so ambitious and always want to show up and work and do things. So you will naturally get to this place, but you have to see what cost are you paying for that. Like, is your health a good cost for that? Because what's the fun of having all of the resources and money and everything when you don't have the energy to use that? Or maybe money that you earn ends up going into the treatments that you have to do, or maybe you have to buy supplements, or maybe you have to go through therapy, and so what if you are just you earned a lot of money, but then you ended up paying all of that to healers, and you ended up paying all of that to hospitals, and for all of the checkups and tests, and what's the use of that? Like, what is that money useful for? You got the status that, oh wow, you earned this much amount of money, but then you ended up paying all of that just to regain the health that you lost doing the thing that you did. Like, that is so dumb. But we don't think about it that way. Like, as humans, we would not see that, but we see everything in absolutes. But we don't see the sum total that will literally come later, because you might as well have not done that and still be at a normal place, rather than putting your effort and then using that same thing to heal yourself. That's yeah. So a lot of discernment is needed, Queen of Swords. So you need to get to this place where you are discerning about everything. That would mean that the work that is coming to you, the clients that come to you, there might be people requesting you to help them with certain things, or maybe at work you're being given more responsibilities, but you have to be very discerning. So here, the Queen of Swords, she's very inviting. She is open to people coming to her and talking to her, and asking for things. She has that feminine quality and being motherly and care, but she also has this sword in her hand. So if that person or anyone is not serving the higher good, and it's not aligned to where she or he is moving towards, then the sword she can use to cut as well. So you have to use discernment and cut out the things that are not serving you. And swords is connected to the mind, so this can also very much mean relating to the thoughts, the thinking patterns that you have. Like, what are you constantly thinking about? What is the dominant thought pattern that is there in your mind? So you need to be aware of that too, and not try to control it, but use certain practices like meditation and mindfulness and everything to be aware of what it is, and then you can cut it out. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So putting a lot of effort is not yielding any results. This is again very much connected with the Star card. You might not be seeing the results immediately as of now, because the universe is trying to make you pause, giving you a divine sacred pause, so that you don't completely just damage yourself and completely just burn yourself out. So you might be putting a lot of effort, but nothing is showing up, and that's for a good reason, because you need to change the way you see things and the way you're operating. You cannot 24/7 just be working and continuously thinking that grinding and buying into the logic of the society, and because society just wants factory workers. That's the theme that is being running from the 17th century, since the invention of factories. Everything has been designed in such a way that everyone becomes an efficient worker, so that they're able to produce more goods and they're able to give more out and produce more. But that's not who we are as humans. We are not meant to be slaves to this whole system that of profit, and the system of extracting every bit of sufficient efficiency out of them. We are not machines. But that is how the society treats us, because all of these education systems, all of the factory systems, all of the work systems have been designed in a way that is still outdated, that is still 17th century old. That's 400-year-old systems are still being implemented here. Kids are being still taught in the same classroom system which was meant for factory workers that were meant to learn a particular amount of a particular skill, that they maybe how to operate a machinery or something like that, and that is being used to teach us in school and to be obedient and to kill the whole creativity, just cut out the creativity from our life. But that is not how we are supposed to be as humans. So if you go to that approach, naturally you're going to feel stagnant, and naturally you're being stopped and stuck, because they need to bring a pause so that you can see the nature, you can go out and experience life, and not be constrained as a factory worker and just who is all about profits. Because all of these companies and everything that people are working at, and they're trying to be more efficient and try to get promoted and create more for the organization, for the owners. Firstly, they're creating more money for the owners. Secondly, the moment they pass away and someone dies, you will be replaced in less than a day. you know it is very brutal. Like, that is how life is, and that is how they are. Like, you see, the operation shouldn't be running, and it is just so brutal, which just reminds me of this particular story that was there, and this particular person who was accidentally, like, he was shot or something, and then within a couple of hours there was LinkedIn posts that was there for the job title. Like, a job title available, so people could apply to get that post, and that person had literally gone through that accident few hours ago, and there's already a LinkedIn post saying that this job title is available, so you can apply for it. I mean, what the fuck? Like, so there's no complete disregard of humans, and the whole system is operating such a way, and you cannot become a part of that, because as Capricornians, you guys have been very much connected and primed to be successful and to be, efficient, and to be very, very good at what you do. But you cannot buy into this whole thing of becoming a factory worker and just producing more and more and more, which doesn't benefit you and the world. Page of Cups reverse, so you're not showing love to yourself. You need to show more love to yourself. Be open to more love. Be open to receiving more love. Then we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords reversed. So some decision that you're trying to make, again, it could be that maybe, there is a situation where you're stuck in, where you need to make a decision, whether you do this or do that, and you're stuck. You don't know what to do. So maybe that is also causing all of this difficulty in terms of your mind and in terms of your energy, that maybe some part of you tells you that you need to rest more and be more feminine and just be okay with receiving, but the other side says that no, you should be working, you should be grinding. If you're not doing that, you're worthless. And these two voices that we have in our head, the inner critic and the one that is taking care of her, the mother, there's always this fight that is going on, and this is what is adding to the issues, and that is what's draining from you. So you need to make that decision. It could be that you're a woman that is listening and who is much more into her masculine and not taking care of her feminine. So she needs to look at that. She needs to, focus more on her feminine and be okay with that, because that is what her natural essence is. That's what she's born here to do. And if you didn't have to focus on your feminine energy, then you wouldn't be born as a woman. But this sort of energy is available in both genders, in all the genders. Like, we all have masculine and feminine energy. However, we have one energy that's more dominant, and that is but the goal is to strive to come to a balance of both. We cannot just make one more than normal. With the society that is there currently, women are pushed towards masculinity. Masculinity is rewarded more, because of which now they are not able to tap into their own womanhood, into their own into their creativity, because every woman is born with a portal, with the ability to give birth, and that doesn't just have to be children. They can give birth to creative projects. to just enjoy life and experience things and go through emotions and birth new things. And that will not happen unless they give themselves time, unless they give themselves time to heal and to be feminine and just experience life and nature as it is. So let's see the cards. We have the fox spirit. It says think on your feet. So you already know what the answer is, especially with these two things that are pushing you towards two directions. You already know where you have to go. Your mind, your intuition and your body is already telling you about this, giving you signals. You are seeing it everywhere. Also, you might be getting a lot of signals. So trust that and go towards that. Then we have the swan spirit. It says time for a deep dive, which is now deep dive into the psyche. It's a metaphorical way. Go into the deep subconscious and see what your true motivations are. Then what is making you work so much? What is making you pour so much into this? Is there a deep need for validation? Is there a deep need for a deep fear of loneliness, or there's a deep fear of unworthiness, abandonment, all of that? So this is where you go deep within and find out deep into your psyche. Then we have the sheep card here. It says act with fortitude and cooperation. And we have the Archangel Gabriel here. So some of you might be connected with that. So that's wonderful. Then we have Hedgehog. It says be a magnet for light, love, and joy. So this is again Archangel Gabriel. So he has come strongly twice. So maybe some of you is connected with Archangel Gabriel, and maybe you are being asked to work with him, her, however you see the energy. Speak with them, tell them what your issues are, how they can help you, and how they can bring guidance to you. You have to ask. When you physically actually ask, that's how they will be able to help. You also have to give them permission to be able to operate, because we all have free will and they cannot operate until you grant them permission to actually be there. Otherwise, they are not allowed to interfere with your life. Then we have the midheaven here, which is connected to the career. So maybe that is the problem. Work is the problem. I mean, that's not a surprise with all Capricornians. It's natural that work is causing the issue. We have debilitated, discomfort. So literally there could be physical discomfort coming in or mental discomfort, but there is a certain sort of discomfort. It could be very subtle. Maybe you're not paying attention to it. You're trying to push that away. So you need to take time out and look at that. Here we go. This is so, what do I say now? It's always like on spot, because here we have the 10th house. We have the midheaven. Midheaven is the 10th house. 10th house is Capricorn in the, when we look at 10th house connected to Capricorn, because Capricorn is the 10th sign of the zodiac. So it is so much, it's just right there, like all the answer right there. That work is what's affecting you. Maybe how you show up, or how you are perceived by others, and how, what are images there publicly. Sometimes we create a mask and we create a particular way, certain standards that we want to show out, and this is what we stand for and all of that. Maybe that's very different from your inner world, but you try to maintain that, and that's what's causing discomfort. Maybe you're not that kind of person. Maybe you want to go just batshit crazy and do whatever the fuck you want to do, but you cannot, because you have an image to maintain, and you need to come off as something. But see how that's affecting you, because you are meant to be creative and explore your life. Then we have solar flares here. So solar activity is often heightened very recently with it's been happening for a while now, from several months, where there are a lot of solar flares and that come through from the sun. And these are electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic radiation, which passes through Earth. And we have our atmosphere that blocks out a lot of things, but then still the intensity is so high that it permeates that, and it comes within, and it hits all of us, because we are electromagnetic beings, and we have a whole aura. It's very electromagnetic, which of course heightens the experience that you have. It heightens the ascension process, and it also brings in a lot of DNA upgrades, which is not visible in a very short amount of time. It's not visible right now. Like you will not suddenly feel like your DNA has changed in a day or so, but then it's a very gradual process because we constantly have this solar activity that's happening. And because of which some days you might feel heavy in terms of your energy. You could feel like you are, more tired, more dizzy, more, you suddenly have a headache, or you feel maybe there's flu. Things like that is often happens because of these waves that's happening. And yeah, so a lot of upgrades are coming in. That is why you need to rest. That's why you need to not burn out, because this can really significantly impact the energy. Then we have Pluto, of course. Pluto is talking about rebirth. So some of you people here could have strong Pluto placements, could have Scorpio in their charts. Pluto is right now in Aquarius. It finished the entire, like, from several decades it was there in Capricorn. It's in Aquarius now. So you see which part of the chart it is in, and that's significant. That area is having a significant change in your life, and that could highlight what you need to do. So yeah, Pluto also is about the subconscious, about diving deep, and it's just very interesting how it all mixes together. Then now, okay, we have another one. We have the goat. This is again, connected to you guys. It's connected to Capricorn. It's just baffling. Like sometimes it's very shocking, like as to how a lot of these symbolisms, and these are different decks. These are oracle decks and tarot and everything mixed together, and you see the symbolism comes, same, and talking about Capricorn. So it's amazing. Goat. It talks act from your innate wisdom. So you guys are the goat, anyways. Greatest of all times. So you're being asked to act from the inner wisdom that's there within you. Now we have two cards here which give answers to any question that you have. So you have to ask two questions. You can pause and think of two questions, and I'm going to speak these out. And this will give you guidance related to whatever your situation is. So you have to use discernment and mix and match that along. Okay, so the first question, ask that. Okay, let's go. So about this, what you've asked, be confident and assertive. The Palladians are always sending messages to you through wisdom, knowledge, knowing, and your intuition. Hold a sacred space within yourself. Meditate in nature. Within your sacred space, allow yourself to explore the aspects of yourself you often keep hidden. That's the Pluto side. That's the diving deep. What appears for you may not appear for others. This is because they are on their own journey and you're on your own. That's very interesting. And Palladians are a branch, like they are a type of. Firstly, it's of course the set of 7 stars, but it's also the star system from which a lot of the humans, a lot of the star seeds have come. So if you do not know about star seed, definitely research about that. A lot of us have come through these ancient star systems where we lived there as different beings. So on Earth, you will find a lot of Palladians around, and they have certain peculiar aspects. And yeah, so I was just seeing this other card. I'm going to read this. The other card has 7 of them. So Pallades looks very much like this. So I feel like this itself is Pallades, but yeah, so it's so fascinating. And yeah, so read more about it, and let's go to the second question that you've asked. Okay, the second question answer is a message from the Galactic Federation. Remember, we have a galactic love family, angels, and many other spiritual guides who are reminding all of us and reminding us to remember who we truly are. Something is occurring in your daily thoughts and emotions that is different and somehow beyond this. The awareness of what we truly are comes through as we meditate into the heart. So this is again related to your situation. Meditate more upon it. Answers will come. Ask your galactic family to show up. You can pray and you can literally speak out loud or speak within when you meditate to show you who your galactic soul family are. And it's possible that you had past life incarnations with them in different situations, and your energy matches with them, and they're going to find you. They're going to come from somewhere or the other, and they're going to come and truly help. It could be through dreams, messages, through symbolism, but in actual humans as well, we all have we are basically stardust that is moving through space and time. So we have connections from these different star systems. So call the soul family and they will start showing up out of nowhere and you'll be very shocked. So I hope this message resonated. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. It really helps push the video forward to other people that can get the messages from this. And I truly appreciate that. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Take care.